We, I believe, are in. Audio says it's going, at least on my checks. Welcome into Evils of Enferacuse. Feeling happy in the mermaid voice. Can you do Graham? Would you be willing to say evil in a merchild voice?
You want me to do evil in what voice?
In Junior's voice in from Leagues Underneath. It has been requested.
Oh. Welcome to you. Oh, is that welcome to Enferacuse?
Thank you.
I like where Nepli was going.
Yep, that's the voice I believe that Nepli was going for with Little Mer Person.
Is it Zeke Jr.?
I believe
No,
it was Zeke.
Mermaid Man.
Well,
Evil!
I was thinking more Zeke Jr. when I saw that. Okay, well, but the crossover is real. But welcome to Evils of Enferacuse, Episode 3, Cautious Characters, which a bit of a recap. In our last episode, our faithful crew who have been somewhat propositioned to start what is, for lack of a better word, a guild in Enferacuse, the City of Evil, which does not have a guild sort of operation. They were met by a resident of Enferacuse who had adopted a child who kind of they came across to be along with them and their brother, and you proceeded to, I would say, bully some bullies who were being bullying and try to teach them a lesson, and I believe that they learned a valuable lesson a bit from. And from also meeting a set of twins who run the local orphanage of Enferacuse, who were a bit odd in both their manner and the way they spoke.
Just a little bit.
Yes, just a bit along the way, and you ended it by meeting back at the Rock Bottom Inn after Waldo and Winston's encounter with you, and you heard a loud crash as the missing cage door from your little owlbear friend's cage came crashing down from the sky, along with a croca feather. So. Air Croca. So that is where we left off. It's been an evening. After this, our adventurers here kind of being a little solemn after seeing some strange activity like that, decided to bed down for the evening, take a bit of rest, and it is the morning in Enferacuse. Today it is a bit foggy across the expanse and across the city. You'll note when there's fog in Enferacuse, there is fog. You can't really see. It doesn't settle the way that you would think in a cityscape fog would settle, which would be kind of around the tops of the buildings and still easy enough to move around. Fog seems to move through the city, engulfing it in a bit of mist. So, looking out your windows, you would see that there is still buildings there, but that's about all you would see. And beyond that, in the alleyways and beyond that, everything's a bit of a gray. So, you hear...
yes?
What?
You say gray.
Oh,
You
yeah.
say
Oh,
it's a bit of a gray.
I appreciate that. Oh, and there's a health potion. Somebody's getting a health potion. Thanks, Neff. We'll see who's getting that. And Ezekiel says hello to everybody. Don't forget your health insurance. From there,
Hello.
You all will have heard a bit of a bustle, just the regular traffic down in the Rock Bottom Inn in the morning. Everybody has basically moved themselves over here, and after their last evening, because either they have changed some arrangements, they have an extra room, there is opportunities to stay. The guy with, well, there, you get that one. So positive, haha. Good for it. Doric has that, so hooray, Doric. Making your way down the stairs, we're, let's see, let me get a quick dice roll out to see who's going first. Who's waking up this morning. Sorry, you were up first this morning. And you hear the bustle downstairs, and, you just kind of are thinking about what you had seen and witnessed the day before, maybe like the first day of trying to help people within the city. What would you choose to do before you head downstairs? Anything?
What are my options?
Great question. You can decide to do anything with your stuff. You can decide to do something with a very important mechanic. The very important mechanic in our world is you have to figure out food and water. And so you can figure out if you want to do something before going downstairs or whatnot. You can decide to do something specific. But I want to give you the opportunity before you exit.
Okay, well, I'm going to do my the morning routine, checking all of my gear, checking all of my pockets, checking everything, checking my equipment, making sure everything's in order, uh, equipping said equipment, and then I would the food be would there be food up here, or would there be food downstairs?
You would have your rations. So you would have stuff as kind of as we're setting things aside. You would have stuff if you decided you wanted to eat on your own. You could do that. You have not experimented with if there's any other way to get up food to your room, and we will play that out as we go.
What?
Well, you are in an inn. There are things you can do in certain establishments about getting food to your room, depending on what they send you or how they feel about room service. Um, so, or you could just take food up to your room at some point and say that you've added to your stuff.
Okay. I think I'll go down for food to um I, I imagine it'd be fresh, and also I would like to save rations for when we're actually like out and about, you know. I'm assuming there is some form of food, even if it's just like a loaf of bread downstairs. Uh I do just want to double check on everything being the way it should be prior to me falling asleep.
Give me an investigation check.
Um 10.
Um, your armor seems a bit loose. You probably want to just kind of tighten it up, but otherwise everything seems to be in order.
Okay. I do so, and I go downstairs for looking for food.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, that's better. 21.
You're moving yourself down the stairs, and you're about to put your foot on the second to last step when you notice that your fun fuzzy friend has left their ball. Your owlbear companion. There's a ball sitting on the stairway.
Oh,
You do notice it before putting your foot down on it.
that's weird. Albert would never leave his ball alone. So I'll pick it up. And I guess rattle it, see if I see Albert coming around.
As soon as you move it and it makes a sound, Albert scurries from around the bar and is just so excited that someone is there. And you do see the young girl who he's befriended following behind him a bit, who seemed like they were holding a bowl that Albert was eating from at the moment.
Ah, okay. Um, ah, I sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure Albert was all right. I guess I'll throw this to you.
Eloise says, "Oh, but that maybe not yet," because she still has the bowl.
Oh,
Did you throw it?
no. I was like halfway, like,
Albert is just kind of like doing a thing, like trying to get it a bit as you're kind of holding it like that.
Okay.
Can you just drop it anywhere? It should be fine. And I'll make sure it gets cleaned up.
Okay. Drop.
Albert notices it, kind of paws at it for a minute, but Eloise walks back behind the bar with his bowl, and eventually he contently moves his way back behind the bar. You do see that there is a bowl of fruit on the main table out by the end of the bar, and otherwise it looks like it's to order.
Okay. I will have some fruit, but also I'd like to order something.
Okay. Feel free if you'd like to order something. Eloise kind of peers back up from around the bar, seeing that you're kind of there. What can I get you? We have let's see. Today we have porridge, and the fruit is a little bit more. I think we were going light this morning.
Porridge and the fruit sounds good.
She asks for a silver because it also comes with your drink, which you do notice there's a large fruit drink waiting for you too.
Ooh, wonderful. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Let's see who wakes up next. Doric, you're awake next. You kind of notice around your room that you seem to have like what you would appear to be a smaller room than you would think, given your general buff and size a bit. But it didn't occur to you like in the dark of the evening. But now that you kind of seen it in the foggy light of the day, you can kind of tell that's the case. Would you like to do anything before you head downstairs?
Well, it wouldn't really bother me too much. I don't carry much on me, so kind of brush it aside. Get to his morning ritual of doing a quick workout before anything else, and then he goes downstairs to decides against jogging because doesn't know the area, especially with the fog, and just go for some breakfast.
Ah. All right. So you make your way downstairs. You note down once you get down there that Zari is already at the table. Seems like they're having a bit of fruit and porridge. You note that in the space itself, you can see or hear at least your owl bear companion. Looks like they're buried deep into a bowl on the other side of the bar.
What's for eats? I say as I pull up a chair.
Eloise pulls back around. Oh, it's just porridge and fruit today. It's just simple things. And a drink, all for a silver.
No meat?
We not today.
He's wondering if he can go out and maybe try and find something that could count as meat.
Give me a history check.
Oh no. Barbarians in history checks.
You might get lucky.
I got a 7.
You know you've been sold meat in the city at some point.
If I go find meat, can you cook it?
Eloise kind of looks side to side for a moment. I can make it so it's cooked in a fashion. I can't guarantee that it's. I can guarantee that it's safe.
If I go find meat, can I cook it?
Well, sure. Yeah, we can just pop you in next door, and if you want to cook it quickly, that seems pretty reasonable.
Dorak's gone.
Okay. You go out into the courtyard. Again, it is a foggy day in Enferacuse, so realistically, you can see the courtyard of the rock bottom and the surrounding buildings, but beyond that, everything is a pale gray. Give me a perception with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. I'm a Gron. No fog beats my sight.
Are you sure?
Are you sure about that?
That's perception. That perception with disadvantage?
Yes.
All right. Sorry. 16, solid 16.
All right.
Let's go. Come on. And 11. All right. You know.
Okay, amongst the folks who arrived since it's early in the morning, you do see their stalls that are a few stalls surrounding the courtyard, and businesses that would have some signs out. If you do see that one stand has, it looks like to be a bit of food from further away. It's a little bit further off, so you can't exactly tell what it is up front. And then you do see on the other side of the courtyard a building that has a sign shaped like a meat cleaver.
Is there anyone by the meat cleaver?
There is a candle sitting lit near the doorway.
Do I see a bell to ring to get any service?
Not with that, you don't.
I take the cleaver and I slam it into the board a couple times to act like a bell. Chop, chop, chop.
You hit the cleaver sign. Okay, got it. You do hear, hello, hello. And there's a rotund person just kind of on the other side of the door. Can I help you? They're not really opening it all the way.
Yes. One meat.
Just meat.
Oh, meat. Yes, we do meat here. All right. Anything specific?
Oh, well, yes. What do you have?
Oh, well, in the recent we have a fair amount of deer and lamb today.
Deer, lamb. Did you catch the meat yourself?
Freaking, I hate you that you're already there. Can you say that again, please?
So just deer and lamb. Did you hunt it yourself?
They have the meat.
No. We have the Hunters Guild sometimes for that, or some others who bring stuff in for that. The lamb is from one of the farmers down south.
I'm gonna ask which one was a harder challenge. All right, well, give me one of each, some of each.
Okay. All right. I'll go wrap you a set of
you
set.
have weasel.
Weasel.
I
Weasel?
saw weasel over here. It was written on this piece of paper I just found somewhere. Somebody wrote weasel.
I'll look in the back. So he turns around. The door again. It's just kind of like a solid door. Give him a minute, and then he comes back out. We're gonna actually let's before we do that, we're gonna pause.
Ahead.
We're gonna pause you there. We're gonna pause you there. Who's next? All right. Let's see. Who was that? Ferrari, you're next. Ferrari, you wake up and your bed, seemingly strangely, has a lot of feathering to it, a lot of softness to it, kind of like, and you look at the feathering a bit worried, like it looks strange in some ways in relation to you, as Nalkin. What would you choose to do?
First off, after our rather grim discovery last night before we all went inside to go to bed, I did grab that Aarakocra feather, correct?
You did.
Okay. And we didn't 100% clock it, but we kind of think that it was the one from that child that we met, the one that was with the twins.
That is what you said you assumed.
Okay. All right. I just want to, I do a quick pat down after I gather my things and put on my robes and check to make sure that wasn't like a fever dream or something like an illusion magic that was really high grade, and check that I still have it.
You do still have it. You check your person, and there's a green Aarakocra feather that just kind of floated down with the gate. If you kind of realize that it is beaten up a little bit. It's not like just like a feather floated in on a perfect breeze. It looks like it's a little beaten up.
It's a ruffled feather.
It is. Would you like to choose to do anything from here?
Yep. Once I'm all dressed to make sure I have all my stuff with me, I cinch my robe a little bit, grab my gear, and head out towards the proper inn area to go see where everybody else is and see about some food, because tummy's going to get rumbly, and big brain bird has to eat sometime.
You do, before you leave your room, hear loud banging outside of your window.
I do the owl head pivot.
Upon your head pivot, you do see Doric beating on a sign outside across the street.
Oh, with that, being the weasel.
You you make your way down the stairs. From there, yeah, you get down the stairs and give me a perception check.
All right.
Flat perception. Okie doke.
Ferrari. Let's see.
Perception.
Not you, Dork. Dork, you're still in front, waiting for the guy.
You're outside.
4. That's a 15.
You also know after you get down the bottom of the stairs that there is a ball from Albert sitting down on the ground before you step on it. So positives there. When you get down, you do see a bowl with a bit, just a light about of fruit, and you see that Zari is finishing up what appears to be a bit of fruit and porridge, and a really nice-looking drink.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give the ball like a not a super hard kick, but just like a little nice like boot just to knock it across the room. Figuring I know Albert's got to be around somewhere, and that might just rile him up enough to see that playful little scamp come barreling out of his hiding spot.
As soon as it hits a wall, Albert moves from around the bar to go after it, and basically grabs, tackles, and does a forward roll on it while holding it. And you hear a bit of a sigh come from under, on the other side of the bar, and you can't see it at currently your angle.
Okay, so I walk over to the bar. I kind of do like the little hop up onto one of the stools, and then just like kind of peer over and be like, "Oh, were you two up to something? I'm sorry."
Eloise seems to be holding a bowl, but whatever's in the bowl is partially on Eloise's shorts at this point. So, no, it's fine. It's little things here. What do you need today?
Whatever Zari's having looks like it'll be quite sufficient. Yeah, that seems like that'll do.
One silver, please, and I'll go get it for you.
Okay. Yep.
They'll go get you will see this nice little porridge bowl with some sliced fruit and a fruit drink in front of you. Doric, the rather rotund butcher comes back around. Well, I've packed you a bit of a selection here of some of the things that seem like they're good for today. But you're going to go and store them or make them right away, correct?
Depends on how much I take.
Well, everything. You said one of everything, so I did. There's the four major things we have in, and he basically has you a package that looks like it has 4 wrapped things in it.
Oh, what you got?
Oh, this is exactly what I said. There's we have the lamb. We have the rack there. We have a bit of a deer leg there, and then this is just your standard kind of scrawny chicken. But we do have them on hand just in case. And then and he leans into the door.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say anything to anyone, but I think this is weasel. I don't really. It was labeled with something that was actually I want to say mink, but it's basically the same thing.
I love me a good mystery meat. All right, I'll take it all. How much?
Oh, let's see. 3 gold and a silver, please. And that should keep you for at least a day or so.
3 gold and silver for how many pounds of each?
When you take a look at it, if you start splitting this up, cooking it, salting it, you could really either set this up for meat going for like a full week, or you could kind of work something out if you want to do something else with it.
All right. 3 gold it. 3 gold and how much? Gold and silver?
3 gold and a silver.
All right.
Perfect. All right. Well, if you're staying around here, make sure just feel free to stop in sometime. We'll see if we can if I see you again, I can rustle up some weasel. I'll let you know.
Please keep me in touch.
Hold on. At that moment, a couple is walking by. It looks like for their morning stroll, and they hear him more loudly say the word weasel. Look over and move further off. I didn't. Oh no! I didn't. I don't. I sell reputable things.
Hey! I guarantee you it'd be pretty choice weasel meat. I shout to them.
They hurry off.
I tried to help. I'm sorry.
All right. Just come back, please. If someone does, at least they'll be coming back. And he goes back into his shop. And lastly, Grim, you wake up. You see it's the foggy, cascading light coming through your window.
I have that moment. I almost look like the what the guy's name from Ratatouille, with the long, lengthy
Linguini?
food critic guy.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
I stumble up to the window and just. It's a beautiful day outside today. Yes.
Since you're at the window, give me a perception check.
Okay. Sorry. D&D Beyond was updating. It's got a new face on it. That's cool.
It updates.
Yeah, I have the tablet version.
Oh.
So I have all the books are strolling across the top and right underneath it on my character on the homepage.
Very, very nice.
Perception. About 6. Ooh, 25.
Very good.
Nice.
Out-
You were very perceptive.
Out in the courtyard across the street, you see Doric is picking up it looks like a package from some person in a doorway. The sign reads from your angle, Arby's Meats. And so you'd be able to see that. Coming...
Arubras Meats. Can't use Arby's. It's copyrighted.
Arby is an actual name. Proper names can't be copyrighted. It's a person. That's a person right there.
It says, tell that to McDonald's.
You mean the Scottish sandwich people? I remember the Scottish sandwich people.
My Lanta.
But back to the other thing.
McDowell's.
Only McDowell's. That's probably actually copyrighted.
Yeah.
The around the corner. On the connected buildings that you see that would have been that shop too, you do see a figure kind of pop out from behind the mist, and it looks like they're walking their way in. They're walking their way towards the rock bottom, and you do recognize them. They are somebody from the church that you have served in a little bit of time, and it looks like they're just making their way into the rock bottom.
Let us go greet the day.
Would you like to do anything before going down the stairs with your hands together?
No.
Okay.
Well, my first question is, so since you are very big on keeping up with your food and stuff, and we all know I'm a vamp that does eating.
Yep.
I ate in the last episode beforehand, so you just see me come down just, I'm quite famished, quite full. Is everyone ready for the day today?
You see at the table...
Albert.
Yes, you see...
My menacing little buddy.
You see Albert playing with his ball. He's holding on to it. You see Ferrari up on the table, looking to having a drink that is agreeing with them most well. And from there, also Zari finishing stuff up. In the door comes the initiate that you recognize from the church, they make their way over towards the wall. That over by that's across from the stage, the one where things get posted. At that point in time, Dork, you make your way inside with your package of assorted meats.
I come rushing through towards the kitchen. Move out the way, meat in play.
Oh, you can use the stove. Okay. Eloise just kind of points you in the direction of the stove. So you can choose to cook one thing, all things. It's up to you. You note in the kitchen that it's pretty spare right now. You don't know kind of the practices in the inn, but it seems like it's not like super packed in with stuff right now.
Okay. I'm going to. Let's see. It was deer, lamb. I should have wrote that down. It was deer, mystery meat, lamb,
and a very scrawny looking chicken.
and scrawny.
Turns out it's a basilisk.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So
That's what they are in
going
D&D, right? It's like a
to-
chicken.
Chicken
basilisk,
egg becomes a basilisk.
Well, no. In D&D, it's like if you look at basilisk, it's not going to be a snake. It's going to be like a chicken monster.
Mm-hmm.
Not like a cockatrice, but it's like a lizard, chicken, weird reptile, fucking thing.
It has like
I'm looking it up.
feathers like right here. But yeah, Dork, you can choose whichever one of these meats you would like to cook, or all of
I'm
them.
cooking the chicken. I'm salting the lamb. I'm gonna dry out the deer, and the mystery meat. I'm gonna make with a stew for tonight for everybody to enjoy mystery meat stew.
You do find a couple of potatoes and carrots sitting about, so your stew is viable. Seeing you making some things, Eloise kind of makes the way in, says, "Oh, those look like you have a good find there. Is there enough to go around within the inn today?"
Well, let's see if I actually make the chicken just for my breakfast today, and then I take the lamb and mix it with the other meat, and just salt and dry the deer meat out. Yeah, I can make a lamb meat stew.
Oh, well, we'll provide the ingredients, and let's see. Looking at it, can I give you, if you'll do the stew across for everybody else as well as yourself? Can I give you 2 gold for that? It'll help kind of clear us up for cooking later today.
Sure.
So you gain 2 gold back, and you do have what you were claiming there for breakfast and later on. Zari, give me a perception check.
Oh my god, if it's actually a Bissell chicken, that'd be great.
Sure.
You get a cockatrice instead.
Ah!
Horrific looking little scrawny chickens.
Well, um,
Always love when the sentence starts out like that.
so it's an 8.
Okay. You did note the one person who came into the bar this morning. You note the door opens again. Somebody else passes through. Then you do also realize, as Grim has gotten close and Grim asks you how the day is, Grim looks just like now you can see in some lighting and things. Grim looks like their complexion has worked itself out a little bit.
What do you mean?
They look a lot less. They look a lot more flush in a good way, in a healthy way. You at that point you do hear a bit of rustling over by the door at the edge of the bar, and you see a crate being carried in by your bar patron, and I don't know if I want to use the word leader per se, but your patron Tobias. Kind of looks like it's just filled with some fruits and vegetables. He must have been out buying some things. All right, we got you get rid of this thing. He goes and kind of just sits on the edge of the bar. So, I see we have a good collection of folks today. Most folks are here. Don't Did you work? I see you kind of worked everything else out last night as your first run in with those bullies for us. Everybody feeling good about that?
Yes.
Oh,
Raises some questions.
I think the bullies had their own fair share of problems that they were dealing with their um, housing situation being at the what was the name of the place? It was
the orphanage itself.
yeah, it was like a boarding house or something.
Uh, the Conte Orphanage, I believe. That's what I have for it. I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they being orphans themselves, and perceiving others that don't have their own parents found targets themselves.
Yeah, it's a weird law here. They just say that they have to be taken care of by the state because if the city doesn't take care of them, who will? And it's at least I guess it's something. They have some place to go to eat and rest. So but more sadly enough, more and more kids ran up in Enferacuse like that sometimes, and so just one of the more annoying things about the city, I'd say. But try not try not to linger on it. At least somebody's looking out for him. You hope along the way. But I think for today, I think a good idea is we have some of the things I put in, and he kind of ruffles through the box he's had. Got a couple things for Albert here. I think will be good. And he tosses it's kind of like looking a root vegetable out, and Albert seems to notice it immediately and dumps it and eats it. Oh, that's good. The folks at the inn told me that the other inn told me that that'd be good for his complexion and nutrients. So we have to get some more of those if he's going to stick around a while. But I think you all should maybe. And he takes a look behind you all out at the board. I think if you guys could all maybe take something off that wall over there and try to get something else done today, that'd be another good place to start. Let's see who's kicking around. And he looks around into the bar itself, and there's a couple people in place. Well, I see. Would you all prefer to take maybe a job from somebody who's actually here right now, so you can ask questions, or just grab a post-it note off the board? You probably go take a look. I have a couple of recommendations.
I wouldn't mind having a look at the board. Don't know about the rest of you.
I shout out from the kitchen. Don't think, just grab.
I'd rather know all my options.
Well,
So,
that's reasonable. And there is a lot of options. Like he kind of points. He moves a little bit aside, points to the board. There's I don't know. Like by the time you get through layers on there's like 50 to 100 things. That's the hard part. Is that you got a lot of options. I kind of suggested maybe the ones here because there's a couple people here who you can talk to. It looks like.
Grim just goes and hears this and then goes, "This one," and blindly points to one.
See? Don't think.
Making the
just grab.
DM do some work. Yep, making the DM.
Okay. This is gonna be.
I mean, obviously we don't have to do this, but this is like I'm blindly picking that one.
And then firmly grasp it.
Let's see here. You put your hand on what looks like more of an official writ. It looks like it's looking for folks working construction on fixing the arena. It seems like they're looking for just some able bodies. While you're doing that, because you just point yourself up to that, a couple things happen. Give me a perception check first, Grim.
Oh yeah, I'm good at doubles. Sorry, I just had a sneezing fit for a second, so I'm just trying to recover from the little bit here. So just give me 1 second. Alright, perception.
Would, uh,
11.
You've pointed to this one that you see on the wall from the same time when you kind of like turn after you've taken a look at it. You are right in front of that initiate that you had known was coming in, and they're kind of pinning a piece of paper to the wall the same time that you're taking one down.
Oh, Herman, it is good to meet you, or it's good to see you. What are you? And I look at it. Oh.
Yeah, yes, yes. Pause there. Ferrari, at that moment also, you feel a... Let's see, what is your passive perception? What is your passive perception?
My passive perception is a 14.
that's never a good question.
You note, given the fact that you've hopped up to the chair and are sitting and things like that, there is a very diminutive clump of hair that is about the height of the stool who has come towards you.
Does that seem about the height of the young one that's been with Albert?
Same height.
Thing walked into a bar.
No, same height. But as they have moved up, they are it's a very squirrely and curly gray hair, like a big tuft of it. And so when they look up, excuse me, did I hear you all were doing some things from the board? And this diminutive halfling old lady is right there in front of you.
Oh, Grandma.
I kind of like scoop back my food and turn and hop down so that I'm more on their level because short boy respects short lady. And just kind of bobs his head in a nod and goes, yes. Did you have one that you were particular about on the board yourself?
Oh yes, I have a few different ones up there actually, and yes, and they could all use a bit of help. And she looks over at over at Grim, and Grim, you're with Herman, and you named him, so I'm giving him that name. Yes,
He's of the Munsters family.
The order. Well,
That's my grandfather's actual last name.
Yeah,
First name.
Yeah, son's first
Herman.
name. Son's first name.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it is. They basically are holding up this piece of paper, and he's like, the order has a request that we just can't seem to get any help with from folks as well. So, yes, we all seem to, and he does poke the notice into the wall. We're all just trying to get by, I guess. He seems exhausted a bit. At that point, sorry, let's go for one more perception check. And let's hope this one goes better.
Given multiple chances, being a good DM.
Yeah. Dirty 20.
Okay, the door to the Rock Bottom Inn crashes open into the table that's holding the fruit. You avoid a fruit coming towards your face. So you do note that is happening, and just now there's also rolling apples and limes just moving around the floor. As you see, and everybody at this point, because everyone's past his perception knows this person's coming in, you see a rather red-haired looking dwarf barge into the room. Hey, where do we get to put this on the wall? He's holding a piece of paper. It looks like a scroll of some animal skin.
There. But
Hey, and he walks when you say there, he goes.
fair.
All right, and he walks over to the wall. Grim, you see this dwarf coming towards you, holding a piece of paper, and they're kind of looking at the paper in the wall and have nothing to stick it up there with. I don't. I don't know how to do this. Why do we have to even do this?
Oh, do you need me to put it up for you, sir?
No, I need someone to do this. I need someone to get this done. He seems very agitated.
What's your problem? Oh, sorry, not my turn.
Oh, I was literally the same question.
Sorry.
Your problem, Fran.
No,
That's a fair question.
I cannot get logs where I have to go get logs. We can't get our job done. And you do see on his back, at this point you've noticed that he does have a standard woodcutting axe on his back, but he also is dressed in what I can only describe as fantasy flannel.
Fantasy flannel.
Yep. It's not the same as regular flannel because I'm sure there's some differences given the textural work of D&D. So fantasy flannel is what we're going with.
I like that
I'm a
image.
dwarven lumberjack, and I am okay.
Ugh. I hate leaving things up here. Nothing gets done. Nothing. We just deal with the problems, or we don't care. No one cares at all. At this point, you hear a bit of a clapping coming from Tobias. Okay, everyone. All right. I know we all have things. If you have a seat, I imagine that either at least you get to leave your note, or if we can do anything, and he kind of motions to all of you to come forward, and he kind of knocks on the edge of the kitchen for Doric to kind of come around a bit for this. We'll have a discussion here, and we'll get back to you. They all go and have a seat. Tobias kind of looks like just worn out. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is just keeps happening. People need things, so you got a couple options at least. He asked Grim. He asked you to hand him the one that you pulled off the wall. He takes a look at it. All right. Well, this one's just a standard labor kind of thing. They just need to get things constructed and done. They probably don't have enough people over there to get through their work. That's one. And he kind of just sits on the bar. He's like, okay, let's see who we got in here. You know, Grim, you know that guy from the church there, right?
Yes. And I look over at what he put up. What did his say?
You noted something about statues.
You had to talk up basilisks.
I'm sorry.
Nope.
I'll just take it. And
He pulled you over. So if you're gonna go back over, that's fine. You're gonna go grab it.
Oh! I thought it was right there. I didn't think that walked away from it.
He motioned you all to come to the bar to try to get a hold of it, like this situation. So if you want to go back and grab it, go right ahead.
Yeah, I will go grab it.
Okay.
Wait. In the middle of him talking, it'll just be like, "Oh, wait, ADHD just walked over."
Oh.
Yes. This said,
Herman looks really kind of happy to see you take it off the wall. By the way, like, okay. It seems like a notice. It's written on the same stock of paper that you see written on other church notifications and bulletins. It is asking for help with cleaning services for the statuary and to help keep the premises safe for a moment. It doesn't really say what it's safe from, but it does seem like an emphasis on cleaning something with the statuary.
I see. They've asked me to do this quite a few times. I refuse. So shit. It comes full circle.
You do remember that has come up in things, and you haven't decided to help them with it.
I'm always that slanky bastard that just seems to always be able to get out of the room right, and he goes, "Well, Johnson, I was just about to ask Tim here to wait. Where did he go?"
It does go with what your background of your character too, with being a bit more from a higher family. It does seem like a little bit more minuscule work when they're talking about cleaning something. It kind of lines up.
Oh no.
Then
see, even even as Grim being at like who he was always that like weird outcast dude. So he would always go to the kitchens. He'd make himself a peanut butter sandwich. He can do things on his own regulatively, and he's gotten down pat to being an individual, obviously prior, but it's just socially awkward.
Yep.
So it's just like everyone's just like, well, honey, why don't you go hang out in the kitchen while we have our friends here tonight? Oh, okay, mother. Peanut butter sandwiches.
Please, all of you, incorporate that into your future with Grim. To
Should we?
yeah,
Must we?
it
That
might.
part, yes. I was
Yeah.
just being nicer.
I mean, we could just
Mother
motivate
dears.
him with peanut butter sandwiches, apparently. So I mean,
Incorporate it as you will.
Oh,
Right,
how
no jelly.
I was just about
Listen.
to
he
say,
didn't say jelly.
is it just
it was
peanut butter
too
and
hard
bread?
for me to get the peanut butter smeared being such thick consistency.
Just buy chunky.
Okay, I'm
I'm
going to
sorry,
write.
what is this?
I'm going to write this down because now I feel like I need to write this down. But you do.
throw granola in your peanut butter. Is that why it's crunchy?
Yes.
That actually sounds real good.
I was just
Right?
about to say,
Maybe
you're
get
Yeah,
into
making
the
good
honey
ideas.
Okay.
granola.
Granola, some oatmeal oats mixed into that bitch.
All right, tangent train is going. Off
Yeah,
the
all
rails,
right.
fellas.
Yep,
So
yep,
so you get through
sorry.
you get the statuary letter.
that I'm hungry.
Tobias kind of peers out. He peers over and he sees that the small halfling lady who came up to you, Ferrari, has went and sat down. No, who is that? That is that's Granny Moonbeam. She needs help just getting stuff done, in running and getting things for her shop. I'm sure. She told you that there's a bunch of things up there, but she didn't tell you what it was. And that guy. That's Fergus Reed of the Lumber Guild. I'm guessing they must have an issue somewhere out with the trees or things like that. They usually don't come in here often though, so that's a little odd. But
All of these, but the lumber one, seem like minuscule tasks. And I say but the lumber one because we have to physically leave the city to go into the forest for that, which would be a danger, but the rest of it would be an inner city type thing.
And-
So it's like, this is almost a scenario of like, I take one, you take one, you take one, you would take one. We take an episode to quickly do some cleaning chores. We get some cash and move on.
Sure. Well, can I actually quickly run up and grab the lumberjack one, preferably without the lumberjack noticing? Just run up, dash up, and then come back. I will use feline agility if I have to.
give me a stealth, please.
Let's see. +6 is gonna be a 12.
It's one of those moments where it's the cat that thinks they're being stealthy walking across the room.
Yeah.
Or it's one of the ones where you can see the cat, you take around the corner, the cat gets closer, but it's like, you can't see me if I don't move. Go back. You get closer.
It's literally Drax as a cat.
You move swiftly to go and get this off the wall where it's been placed. You start to make your way back, and you do hear a clap on a table. Looking over, you do see him raise a glass to you on your way back.
It's not a promise yet.
So when you get his, you can see that they're advertising someone to help them with the theft of their tools.
Okay. So,
Alright.
all right.
And then, yep. And so at this point, you have those four in front of you. Yeah, it's Tobias is like, I would tell you just to pick one of these ones, get it done today. Most of these would either be quick work for all of you together, like half a day or maybe something. Who knows? Hopefully, there's nothing terrible. Nothing seems like it's terrible in there.
Seems, he says.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. It'll be super smooth. Hell yeah.
All these do seem pretty menial. And if we get those done, I would like to address what occurred last night. And Virari pulls out the kind of ragged looking broke Aarakocra feather.
I didn't know you were that color.
I am
He's
not.
not.
No, that was directly Tobias.
Yeah, and he goes, I'm not.
Okay.
This was from one of the orphans, I believe.
What did you
And
do to them?
this was not us. Remember that? Did you hear the sound that happened outside last night?
Tobias was out there when the gate crashed.
I found this amongst the broken cage.
Huh. Well,
And this was the distinct color of the orphan. Whether that is his feather or not concerns me greatly.
huh.
Both as a feathered compatriot and as the fact that he is an orphan. And these so-called operators of the orphanage of this city would want their reputation intact and not have a child in danger. I would hope.
Huh. Well, as soon as we get some done, that there's nothing that says we can't spend some time trying to get things you all find as we go, because I'm guessing we're gonna find stuff. This place is massive and there's so much going on. So yeah, I'd say get some gold going for yourselves in this. Get what you need, so then hopefully you can do some of this side work on your own. But yeah, anytime we take stuff off the wall, it's gonna be great.
All right. I want to go back up to the board and look for the ones for the halfling lady in particular. See what her particular tasks are.
Give me an investigation.
Investigation. Ooh, dirty 20.
You
Thank God.
you see a height level that is consistent with where the lady can reach. That there is on the same exact paper, back to back, several times in layers thick, is a note that says, Granny Moonbeam seeking supplies for her apothecary.
Ooh, okay. Which could mean potions. Virari is very, very psyched about that one and just kind of plucks. They're like back to back. Like, are they stacked over each other? Or
you can tell that she has left this note several times in the same exact spot.
I just kind of like unpin the entire bundle and just flick through them and see how many there are. Roughly,
there are 7.
Oh,
Poor Graham.
What kind of supplies does she want?
that's a good question. Virari kind of toddles back over to Moonbeam and goes, so do you have like a list of items that you need procured? Is it stuff that can be found around town, or
Of course,
is this more of a forest excursion or wilds excursion as you would?
Well, Sonny, of course, I have a great list. It's, right here. And all I just need is someone to help me go out the gate, get the things we need. And I can't carry this back like this on this old frame. So I just need some help to get it back here. And, also to keep some of those silly, silly billies out of my way.
Looks over to Zari, noting the lumber guilds or whatever, the dwarven lumberjacks. Thinks about that. Looks
I think those
at
would pair
Moonbeam.
well, yeah.
Yahtzee, you got it. Just like not to use a colloquialism that kind of is used as a joke against Alkin and Aarakocra alike, but this could be a case of 2 birds, 1 stone.
Or
2 knots with 1 pole.
There you go.
Nice. So it is up to vote, but if that's the way you all want to go, you can vote in multiple directions.
If we knock those 2 out in the same outing, we could get to the other tasks quicker.
I agree. I think that's the best use of today's time, and then we can maybe do something inside the city tomorrow, or if we have time today.
All right, Grim, Doric.
Honestly, I'm a little itchy for being a little moving.
Well, I don't know if I would have any knowledge of anything that just happened. I figure I'd be coming out the kitchen with my breakfast.
You were called out.
You had poked your head
Well, yeah, I
around.
called out,
Yeah.
but I don't know anything past that.
You do know that it's being suggested by the folks who are not cooking right now to go out of the city for 2 of these jobs. You are familiar with out of the city.
Okay, cool. So I come out with my breakfast. I'm just like, okay, yeah, sounds good. We're helping Granny.
And the lumberjacks, if everyone agrees. Looking at Grim.
Sounds good.
I've
to
heard
me.
famously that lumberjacks are known for their pancakes, so I'm in. As long as we stay for breakfast afterwards.
Oh, I'll
I
be
was
glad.
more interested in finding out how good the bacon and maple syrup is.
There's more.
I'm sure Tobias says I'm sure you can find out from them when you're there. That's fine. All right, so it seems like you all have
more. He's saying.
you have an accord. So all right, so let's arrange this. Grim, before he tries the motion over to the other 2, he faithfully sends you to take your note to go put back on the wall for now.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come back, and Herman sees you and he says, "Oh, not today, I guess."
Another elusive day for me, unfortunately. But one of these days, I promise we will get around to it.
Oh, all right. That we just need to be on our best for the festival. There's plenty of time.
Well,
So Herman does exit. At this point, you have Tobias has brought both Granny Moonbeam and Fergus, which you've met Fergus Reed now. He brings them both over. So it appears that the group here thinks they can get both your jobs today, or kind of you have something that's a little bit similarly aligned. What's the story in terms of the group needing to be there? Well, I could give you the map. You take the map and meet us out in the forest. And Doric, he hands you a bit of parchment that looks like a map out in the forest, and you are familiar with the pathway. It leads out of the city through the swamp gate.
All right, I know where we're going.
I
stash it in my bag.
Good on you. I'll meet you out there. And he takes his leave, and Fergus bashes the door on the way out, much like he did on the way in. From there, Granny Moonbeams kind of just slowly moves up. Oh, great! I can finally get these things done. This has been so long now. Just come along with me, and we'll get it all taken care of. And
How long you? Oh, sorry.
And Granny does kind of like starts moving slowly towards the door.
How slow we talking?
What you're probably thinking.
Escort quest, got it.
Yeah, definitely.
Can we pick up Granny?
You can.
I pick up Granny.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Service.
I was just going to say, is Albert coming with us?
Aren't you just a strong man?
Service with a smile.
Okay. Oh, this will be delightful. It will take place in double the time. Hooray. So you pick her up, and she also she motions. We can just go out the gate here in some side, which is for all of you. You do know based on the city that you'd be going out the swamp gate. Now, as a reminder, a bit of the geography of Enferacuse. Slumside is on the west side of Enferacuse, and out the west side, there is, first off, the wall goes up to the lake, but on the edge of that lake and that wall is a gate known as the Swamp Gate, because out that side of Enferacuse, it leads out towards Bear Swamp. Bear Swamp is a area that, Doric, you know pretty well because there is reasonable hunting out there. It's more of a marshy forest space than the standard like heavy laden forests of the east side out of Enferacuse. So you all make your way. Somebody brought up the good point of do you want to grab anything before you leave? And that can include your owlbear friend, or you can leave him be.
Let me check the rations before I go.
Most folks have been doing very well not having to eat any of their rations, which is fine.
Just double checking. Yeah, I'm looking good. All right, I'm all set. Anybody else need anything?
I'm gonna take all my
I'm
gear.
good to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I got what I need.
You think we'll need Albert?
I think Albert can stay here and relax. He's been through enough the last few days.
Just having fun.
He's comfortable. Let's leave
He's
him.
having bonding time with the little one as well.
Yep.
Mhm.
Eloise seems to be petting him at the bar, so you leave Albert there. Albert is just hanging out. You all make your way out through Slumside. Slumside is a curve of buildings where you may see on the nicer and more aloof places within Enferacuse a lot more of an angular setup with the buildings and everything. Slumside is a bit of a maze. You can tell the buildings were just thrown up as necessary, have grown over time based on how well they been prospering and who's maintaining them and caring for them. You make your way out. And the curvature takes you out towards the main pass through, and you can see once you get to that main road, you can head towards the gate. But you also do pass by the church that Grim, the one where the initiate was from, Herman. You can see that they have made their way back, because as you're passing through, you do see them make their way back into the church. And you all make your way out to the Swamp Gate. Once you reach the gate, when you reach the gate, you do see just a short line before the gate is opened. Ritz! Ritz! Blood Ritz! Ritz, everyone!
All right, the blood Ritz.
Yes, and for anybody who is watching who may be new, another important aspect of Enferacuse is you have to have an ID on you, which is called a blood writ, which is created through magical means identifying towards your blood. And if I go to the fun, handy page of who got their writs the right way, and things, we're gonna have a little bit of just a quick check-in here. You make your way, and Ritz, please, Ritz, and just a guard's putting his hand out for it. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. You hand him your writ, and he looks it over real quick. Perfect. You go ahead. He does stop for a moment and then looks up because you have the old lady on your shoulder. Writ, ma'am. And she hands down a writ. You see that whereas most writs are just like this standard, like weirdly shaped, you can tell it's not really paper. It's more of like a fabric. Hers has stitching in it with flowers.
Oh,
Oh, that's adorable.
There you go. Oh, good. Miss Moonbeam, here you go. And he hands it back up. Next.
I'll hop along up and hand over my good writ.
Your good writ. You hand him that. Oh, looks great. Perfect. Perfectly fine. Next.
I guess I'll go next.
Uh, he looks over yours a little bit more closely. Yeah, but I think this is fine. Go ahead. Next. And Grim, I'll assume you hand your blood red over.
Here you have it, sir.
I'm going to
Always
roll.
a pleasure.
I'm going to roll with that one.
Oh boy.
He looks on very strangely and takes it. Is this blood on here?
Maybe.
Oh, that was a joke. Okay, here you go. It's great. Okay, bye. You all take care. He's kind of shuffling off at this point.
That's fair.
He can easily tell he hoped his joke would land, but it did not. It was the wrong person he was trying to make that joke with. He saw that you were nobility, is what he checked out there.
That's not where I thought this was going.
Yep. So you all see that the swamp gate is opening. The swamp gate has the ability. So Enferacuse is heavily fortified. It has a lot of thick walls with turrets and things to keep people safe from the outside world. This specific gate lowers itself into the ground to let people through. So you do see the swamp gate move down to the ground level so things can pass through. You can easily see out. There's just there's sets of carriages who are headed out, seemingly down the pathways that lead themselves mostly southward. You do see a couple other folks wandering in the general direction that you are, and you see that Granny Moonbeam is just kind of pointing things out, like, all right, we just need to walk along the edge of the lake to start, and so we can get a few things. And so she directs your group onto there. As you go, you make your way out towards the lake edge. The lake edge is really pretty. It goes to emphasize, if you take a look, the water is pristine and very clear. So you can see down into the stony bottom of the lake. And also, as it gets further out, it just starts to reflect the mountain in the background. So it looks like a wonderful view. And you do see some of the ships that pass themselves before going into the river, going across the lake, and as well as fishermen out and about. The further you go, you notice it gets to get more squishy and it becomes a bit of marshland as it kind of transforms around the edge of the lake shore. At this point, Doric, you feel a bit of a poke on your neck here from Granny.
Yes, Granddad.
Can we just? This is a great place to stop. We can go from here. Can you stop, please?
Okay. Does she want to be let down?
It seems like it.
Okay, I let her down. Gents.
Okay. Still, air's thinner up there. All right. So I just need a few things from here, and then just a few things a little bit further in, and we should be good. She has been holding on to like a small sack at her side. This kind of just, and you could tell it's like a satchel kind of thing. She kind of rummages in for a moment and she shows you all, okay, here's what we're looking for first. And she holds out a leafy, serrated leaved plant. It looks like it's glossy and it looks like it's the size of about a foot high. And she pulled it out of that bag, so it must have been squished in there. If you could just take as many of these out of the ground as possible, we'll take. If we can get a full batch together, that would be great. Someone give me a perception check.
I would love to.
I'll do that
No
as
worries.
well.
Okay.
I got a 16.
10.
Graham, you note that there's a few of those along now where the changeover of the lake to the swampland is, where the wetlands are.
Yep.
Sorry, you look under your foot, and there's one under your foot.
Ah, I have one.
That one's a little beaten up, Jerry. Let's look for, if you can look for ones that are, just not little, like they haven't been too mangled up, because it's a little harder in the stirring process a bit.
I keep it for reference.
You do. Go ahead. Add it to your reference, and you could add mysterious plant or whatever you decide to get away from this information. You do all note as you looked around, because Grim points them out, that there's a bunch of those along the wetlands. So Granny kind of just points out taking and plucking those out. But Ferrari, she asks you to just hang back for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you have, I believe, some probably some special gift to get something that's really hard for me to get down here. And she goes in her satchel again, and she pulls out a bit of moss. And you can see it's like a sea foamy moss. I really need... I don't get enough of this hardly ever because... And she points upward. And up in the trees, as she's pointing up into the wetlands in the swamp, you can see that there is a type of moss that grows along the tops of the trees. It looks very similar in color to what she's holding out to you.
Okay. When I go to get this, should I remove the moss or the bark that the moss is on entirely to preserve as much of it as possible?
Oh no, the bark isn't necessary as much as this fluffy moss that grows across the way. The Kavanaugh moss is very, very important. It makes so many other of things potency so much more effective.
Noted. Virari fidgets in their pouch, pulls out a dagger so that they can cut away the moss, and just takes wing and goes and flies up into the trees to go look for that moss.
Everybody roll a d20.
Just flat.
Just flat.
14.
5.
10.
6.
Okay, so first off, Ferrari, you fly up in the air and you're rather successful clearing the moss off and grabbing a very solid kind of handful once you start really putting it all together. It seems to be rather light, but still rather like springy. So if you squeeze it together, it kind of comes back into its space. On the ground level, Zari and Grim, you find that it's a little rough getting these out of the ground without emaciating them a bit because they seem a bit more fragile to you. So you get, generally like about 10 of the plants a piece that are really, really usable. Doric, you basically have scooped your hands into the ground to just like rake across a bunch of them and just like, yeah, basically ripping them by the roots. You are keeping them intact. So you get about 20 of them to bring to Granny.
Hey, I'm doing great.
All right, okay, let's take a look. Oh, good. Wow, this is a good stock. This will be so helpful. All right, let's see about 40. Yes, this should be enough of these for now. The next things are just a bit further on in the forest and swamp. Can you and she kind of motions to Doric. Can I have a bit of a ride again?
Oh, of course. Doric is getting really attached to Gran.
You pick her up. You pick her up, and she motions for everyone to go in a little bit more into the forest. Ferrari, give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, that is only going to be a 6. I rolled a 2.
I know.
Oh, okay. The fog that was in the city is out here as well. Okay. You make your way, and you see that as you're going into Bear Swamp, the fog gets a little bit more dense along the way. It is a bit troublesome sometimes making a step on just trying to make your way and keep your footing around it. Granny seems to be first leading you down the path that leads itself along the edge of the lake. But at a certain point, a little about a half hour on down the pathway, she kind of points, "Oh, that's the tree there. Just can we make a left?" And she kind of motions for you to make your left into the brush. It doesn't seem like this is a clear pathway, and she just pointed to a tree. Is everyone going to go, or any other options?
I would like to do a perception check of the area. It seems a little deeper into the forest and
I don't
such a
question it.
swamp.
I bring her with me. Let's go, Gran. I want to go with
Being of
her.
a darker nature and knowing, for me at least, anybody can be anything, knowing myself and my background, can I make an insight on Gran Gran?
You can make an insight on Gran Gran, and you can make a perception check with disadvantage. Because we're still in the fog. We're now deeper into the fog. A little bit by the lake gave everybody a bit of clearance earlier.
Perception with disadvantage.
Guidance.
Damn it.
Didn't hear
Oh,
often
I didn't
without
click
any
that right.
flags go off in my
Oh,
head based
it
off of
doesn't
my
matter.
passive perception.
So I rolled it wrong, but either way, it's a 4.
Okay.
I rolled a 16.
All right. So let's start with the perception. You rolled a 4. Well, that's a nice tree that Gran picked out. At least it seems like it's not like a random like direction. It seems like Gran knows the tree.
Good.
Gran looks and feels like they want this whatever that they're searching for. They haven't really said what it is. They are a little bit more cautious than they were leading you into this underbrush.
Okay. Gran, you haven't told us exactly what we're here for. Please enlighten me.
Oh, all right. There's one more plant that's a little bit further in. It doesn't grow off the edge of the lake, but it's this is closer to the silly billies that I have to deal with. That I don't. I'm just hoping that with the fog that they're not here, and we don't have to worry about anything with them.
Granny, who are the silly billies?
They're these just two bullying young men that just want. Every time I come out here, they get so upset that they brush me off. They run me off, saying they're going to hurt me or just bust up my plants. Just unhelpful.
Gran.
Well, they're very mean, and I don't. Gran seems like it's difficult to say at this point. It says, I just want to get the things done, and I have to run my shop and just to have things going.
I take Gran off my shoulder, and I tell her, wait here. And I pull out my maul and go forward.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I stealth myself?
You can, with advantage, because there's a fog.
Feel like something's gonna happen.
Oh, and before I go forward, I said, what am I looking for, Gran?
There's just these two ruffians out there. I wish...
No, the plant that you're looking for. That's secondary.
Hold on a moment. And she reaches in her satchel again. She pulls out a waxy-looking tuberous plant. It looks taller than the satchel.
Do I clock this like being an unusual bag at this point?
You would not clock the bag. You would clock the size of the thing that came out of the bag.
Now that Dorak is kind of like focusing, he memorizes the plant and goes forward and says, "Anybody who wants to follow me, follow me. Whoever wants to watch Grand, watches Grand."
I'll follow him, but stealthily.
I'm gonna perch up in a tree near
Or
Grand.
as stealthily as a 14 would get me.
Basically, just sitting up there with dagger in each hand, looking menacing for anybody that might be fool enough to approach Gran on an assumption that she's alone.
If this is true, I am a bit peckish.
Probably gonna unsheath my swords.
You can do that. Doric, you said you made your way into the brush in that general direction. So you will lead the group that way. You realize the brush here is dense, but the only reason you can't see very much through it is the fog. It's not really that it's so like packed in that that it's going to cause too much like of a bad issue with terrain. You make your way across and you get over a bit of a ridge ahead of everybody else. Over the ridge, there is a bit of a bowl shape indentation that looks like it must at one point been filled with water within the swamp, but is now dry. You see several of the plants that Gran had showed you, just kind of dotting itself around that area. And then you also see a bit of a camp. Like there is a tent set up and a fire pit space.
I go for the plants. Oh, these must be the plants Grand was talking about. And I go as if I'm going to pick them.
Go ahead. The rest of you make your way, who are going and following this direction, make your way and see this. Based on the distance, Ferrari, you don't see them. They kind of get past your field of vision.
Okay.
All right, let's see what's going to happen with this one. Okay. Dork, you're there first. Give me a perception check.
Nine.
Doric, you do sense like you're being watched.
I continue going for the plants.
Okay. You, Zari, and Grim see the plants around. You see that Doric is going for them at this point and picking them out. You do note that as you've made your way in, there is a tent there. There is a cooking space. The campfire is smoldery.
Okay.
Let's see.
I just try and make it seem like I am not trying to be hostile in any way, shape, or form. I'm just here to pick plants. Because why would I think there's anything hostile here?
Fair enough. Virari, give me a perception check. Give me a perception check.
Jesus, dropping the die before I even rolled in the tray. Come on. That's a 16. 16. Much better.
Ferrari, you take a look below, and Gran has basically kind of sat down at the bottom of the tree that she had pointed out, kind of waiting for the group. If you were to look now down into the area where everybody came from, you see a leather-clad Harengon. Just kind of slowly making their way out from the other side where Gran would not see on that toward that tree.
Oh, cute. So I see this, and about how far away from them am I at this point? Because I perched up in a tree above Gran.
Let's say that you're in the about 20 foot up in the tree. At this point, and you're in a view where you'll see this person, but Gran will not. Their distance-wise are probably, if we take a look at the angle, you're probably at about 40 feet, and there is tree in the way because again, there's branching and all that kind of stuff in your way.
Okay, I'll just give him a little attempt at a mental shock and mind sliver this guy. I don't have to roll to hit. That's an intelligence saving throw of 14, and it's a 16-foot or 60-foot range.
Intelligence, you say, right?
Mm-hmm.
They get a negative on this. That's fun.
Oh, Jesus.
Woo! What do they have to make?
14 save.
Woo! Second thing. Ooh. You see them kind of stop for a moment, shake their head a bit, and can continue moving forward.
Oh, he saved.
Grim, give me a perception check.
That's 12.
Grim, you made your way, and you note there are now footsteps you can hear back from the direction you came.
Was I will. How far away is that?
You can sense they're behind you. When you look into the direction, there is still the fog.
Let's see. I guess I stop, I turn around, I see the fog. I'm going to take a shot in the dark.
Okay.
For pure amusement to see if this might work. First level guiding bolt, but I want to see if the illumination of it might illuminate anything through the fog.
What does Guiding Bolt do?
So guiding bolt is just an attack. A flash of light streaks towards a creature of my choice, but if I just fire it, I'm trying to see through that light, do I see shadows as the light passes?
Okay, this is gonna be fun. Let's see. And what is the? It's just an attack roll basically for you?
Yeah, it's just an attack roll, and so I'm just blindly shooting into the dark. If you want me to see if I hit this whatever is out there, I can do it at disadvantage if you want.
I would like you to roll at disadvantage.
Let's see what happens. Oh, what? No, didn't do it. Disadvantage roll. 7.
Okay, so you shoot this guiding light out there, and it streams outward in the direction. It does not hit anything, but as you see it passing into the fog, it is moving through the fog, and you do see a point where there's an illumination of a figure a little bit to the left of your bolt. You're shorter than you, and it appears like they have long ears.
Oh. Hello, Bunny. I'm quite hungry for hair.
Okay. And with that, we are going to roll for initiative. And after we get our initiative, we will take a slight break for folks and come back to what happens from there.
Wow, finally a good roll. 18.
I got
Yeah,
a
right.
I got a
22.
7.
Let's get it
Oh,
started.
Oh, nice.
I got a 7.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah.
18.
All right, and with those initiative rolls, we will take a bit of a break and let everybody take some break, go grab some water, go grab some things. We appreciate anybody who's sticking around. We'll be back in about 10, and actually, we're going to try to keep it as best we can to around 6 to 10, and we'll have a bit of a combat after this. See you in just a bit.
Yeah.
We are back online with sound. How's everybody doing? Welcome back, folks.
Ready.
I'm just double checking that everything is lining up, and the folks, thank you for all of you viewers who have been sticking it out and hanging out. At where we left off before our break was that we had a bit of situation where Granny Moonbeam had brought the group to where they are getting a bit bullied about whenever they're trying to go get plants from this area. The group seemed to take a bit of offense to that, with Doric being maybe the most taken offense of. And they've noticed a couple of figures, one in the mist by the group who is pulling plants, and one Harangon in leather by Ferrari and by Gran. So, we've rolled some initiative here. And so, here's the way it'll go. So first, Doric, you saw that Grim had shot out this bolt of light out behind you guys where it came from, and there was this figure of sorts with long ears who kind of showed up in that mist to the left-hand side. It is your choice to go first. I would say they're about 30 feet from you.
I will charge off to where I saw the shadow.
Okay. You can move there. You get close, and as you get close, you see a Harangon with a short sword out, who is dressed in leather.
All right, I say you, and I pull out my maul. It's pretty much on sight, and I rage swing.
So you hit rage for your bonus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you swing. Ha! And go ahead.
Let me see. We gotta go over here. Click the thing that says rage. Where's my abilities?
I'd like to rage.
Ooh, it's actually okay. So yeah, rage and attack with maul. That's a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
And 13 damage.
You basically swat this Harangon, and you see them take a body blow that basically shoves them down to the ground, not prone, but down into like a squatted position with how hard you hit them.
I'm also going to attack on my strike of the hill giants with that. So he's going to have to make a strength saving throw.
And what did I do with that dice? Where were you? You were just here. Ah!
He'll take an extra
There it is.
D6 damage with 6 full damage.
So, what he had to make a saving throw, you said?
Yes.
And what does he got to beat?
I am checking that now. Sorry, I thought I wrote that down. Apparently, I did not. It does not say over here. Oh, proficiency 8 plus proficiency plus strength. Okay, so 8 plus proficiency, which is 2 plus strength, which is 2. He has to beat a 12.
Okay, he did beat that.
Okay.
So you still see him get like you knock him to the out, basically with your maul back about 5 feet in a crouching position. Definitely looking like you hit some really hard damage.
I then stare down at him. Ugh. Bruising for a bruising.
Okay. And your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. Sorry, you saw Doric basically move from, nicely pulling some plants from the ground to sliding past Grim and knocking what you assume to be something over, because it looks like they swung into the fog a bit, as they have now are a little bit engrossed in fog themselves.
All right.
You also could tell that there was a figure back there when Grim shot his thing past them.
Towards the thing that Doric just barreled over and hit.
Yes.
Okay. I will go over and I will attack with my both my short swords. So one main hand attack, one offhand attack. And I should be able to do sneak attack on this because Doric is within 5 feet of the thingy.
Go for it.
Okay. So main hand to hit. Ooh, that's an 8.
That one will miss.
Offhand. That's 22.
Okay, so you moved yourself over and you come across this Harangon who's been hit. They're in a squatted position, so you move in with your first sword on your regular hand. They nimbly like dodge out of the way, but in doing so with your offhand, you basically slam them in the back, doing damage. And what damage do you do?
Let me roll and find out. And sneak attack as well. 8, 11. So 8 short sword damage, 3 sneak attack. So 11.
Okay. Does that end your turn? Let me see. I'm going to use a cunning action to hide. Okay. You do that and you disappear into the mist.
Fade away.
Doric, it's just as soon as you saw Zari come up and also kind of follow up on your attack. Now you have no idea where they went.
Oh, neat trick.
Huh.
I just look around, seeing if I can see. Like, oh.
Well, you should probably have disadvantage. My black fur and like with reddish black like rosettes.
Next up is Grim. Grim, you just saw this Harangon that you had identified following behind you, and you saw that your compatriots have slammed them real hard. They're looking rather winded and hurt.
I am gonna go right over to them. And are they on the ground?
They dodge, so they are not prone. They basically are slumped because Zari had slashed them in the back.
Ooh,
Okay. I just walk right up to them and go, stand down. It's okay. And I presume I can get within 5 feet.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
you were the closest.
I pet him and also cast second level inflict wounds.
Okay.
Stop that. It hurts to love me.
So you're
trying to console them, to not guide them to their grave.
So what?
Cleric. That's the funniest fucking bit of this.
What comes with casting this? What comes with casting this?
Inflict wounds is a touch. I have to make a spell attack.
Go for it.
25.
What is your damage with that?
So he will take 27 necrotic.
Oh my god!
My god!
So
that bunny's gonna be dead.
So
don't worry, I'm a cleric. I can heal him. I hurt you, then heal you.
So I'm gonna give this.
Restrict my love.
So I'm glad you already gave this exposition. So thank you. Doric and Zari, you see that you've attacked this Harangon that was coming at you with a sword, and they didn't really even have a chance. But Grim just kind of slowly strolls over, much like you've seen Grim do with other folks. Appears before them and just seems like they're consoling them, and then you see basically a black rot come from the space that he touched, and the Harengon like collapse over, dead.
Oh no. Spare the dying, if he is dead.
I'm gonna
So
make
you
him.
literally left him with like one.
I'm
It is
going.
my bonus action.
I'm
Cantrip.
going to give him a chance here. He does twitch like you would think a rabbit would twitch if they're still alive. But they are now down and they are unconscious. So
That was my action. Bonus action, spare the dying.
yep.
And that's my turn.
Okay.
That was
God,
creepy.
okay.
Okay. Well, there you go.
We all knew. Don't seem surprised. Grim has been a gruesome dude.
No,
I
no,
literally,
that part's
if
fine.
anybody
I-
remembers, for people at home, Grim has scalped his brother by accident, trying to catch
This is
him.
all my my character reacting, not me myself.
Okay.
Fair.
I see some eyes like, and I'm like, it's not me. Okay, Tim is not.
No,
Damn.
I'm acting out my character, so I'm like, oh.
It is the unconscious ones on the ground's turn, so never mind, not that one. So we are going to move across the clearing. Ferrari, it is your turn, but before you are able to make another move because you had already cast something, you hear a voice in your head. Are we really using our time for this?
Very cocks her head a little bit, kind of like, oh, wasn't expecting a call so soon kind of way. And just internally kind of goes, uh, using these tests to get more funding for a means to be able to help find your root of our root of your problem.
Helping a use.
Unfortunately, currency doesn't just grow on trees here.
Helping a useless old woman is not going in any direction. But it does seem like, at least out here a bit, I have some more, what do we say, movement or freedom. If this is what you think will work, and helping her, carry on. And you are free to act.
Okay. Now, Granny Moonbeam told us there were two individuals that were harassing her. We don't see the other one currently, do we?
You see a Harengon in leather down below you.
That got murked.
Nope, no, you don't.
Oh, I
you
thought this.
you
was
do
the one
not
that-
see a no. You
No,
did
no,
not
you
see
don't see
your
our-
you do not see your partners either.
Oh, okay. So they're further in. Okay, neat. I am going to since I remember you saying that there was like some tree cover between me and them, which is why I used my saving throw spell on them initially. I am going to hop off the branch and sort of like take a wing down towards them so that I have more clear shot, and hold out my one hand so that the signet ring will just flicker with the spark of magic and cast a chaos bolt at them.
Okay, you can do that.
And it's a +6 to my attack roll for this spell. I think a 22 should do for a hit.
That will hit. You see the spell hit him clearly in the chest.
Okay, so the damage is 2d8 plus 1d6, which is fun because if you roll matching d8s, it sparks to another target, but that target has to be within range. It can't be just within range of the spell, within 30 feet. Okay. Oh, geez. This could go horribly wrong. No, it won't. Okay, because it didn't get matching D8s. Um, it is. I picked from the two D8s which type of damage. It's just going to be fire damage, and it's 6 points of fire damage from the ring.
Okay. You see that the blast of fire kind of irradiates from the leather armor in their chest, and they just kind of back up for a minute. And he,
As I do that, I yell down to him. I say, "I dare say, picking on an old woman when she's just foraging for her shop is rather uncouth."
what? What? Ugh. Ugh. Is that end your turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It is the Harengon's turn. He is going to realize he just got blasted in the chest by you. He is going to use his bonus, and he leaps in front of you
Ooh.
and moves for an attack.
Ballsy.
Yep. Oh, it landed on the ground. Oh no!
Runaway dice.
Oh, I'm really sorry.
Did he nat?
He natted on the ground. So his first hit is a nat 20 for a 24. And his second. No, do not do that again. You're not doing that again. Does a 7 hit?
No.
I didn't
Thank
think.
God it doesn't.
Okay. So he moves at a very blinding rate with that jump right in front of you. He made the ground that you had made by coming further down just with his own ability. And then it was so quick, he slides in for an attack with his short sword, spinning as he jumped. Because you were a little bit ill prepared, it is going to take a couple rolls to damage here. Let's see. Hold on, I have the wrong dice.
Got this. You can tank this.
Okay. Come on, roll on the thing.
Got
You take 9 damage piercing from the
Okay.
short sword.
That definitely stings, but I'm still kicking clearly.
He tries an upward swing on you in the recurve around but because he's still in the air and trying to also kind of bend balance to a branch, he does not hit you.
All right.
And he says, "That's on you." And you may proceed. We're gonna go back across the clearing and through the fog. Just to kind of see Doric, you do have a broken and almost dead Harengon on the ground now. Everything seemed to move very, very effectively over there. And you had probably gathered a fair amount of the plants at this point.
I kind of look around and like, well, here's one. I look down at the guy that's kind of on his last HP, the little beating going off from the little pokey radar. Where's your friend?
He's unconscious, so he's
dying doesn't leave him unconscious.
No, he is still unconscious. Mainly that came from the simple fact that he got thwacked 3 times in a row real hard.
Gotcha. Okay, so
He is stable, but he is unconscious.
stable but not there. Got it. I'm going to assume, well, that he's here and there's nobody else here that we've seen. I kind of want to go back to Granny.
Okay. Based on your distance, you're going to make it through, what's your movement? 30? 35?
Yes.
You're going to make it out back towards the tree that you were heading out with Granny. You get there and you see slightly through the mist 2 figures up in the tree above where Granny seems to be sitting At the bottom of the tree.
I can't make out the figures from here.
Not with the distance and the fog.
Really want to chuck a javelin, but don't have enough vision. Not stupid enough to just wildly chuck a javelin. I will use double movement to just get near Granny.
Okay, you do that. You make your way out, and Granny is just kind of looking up into the tree a bit. Your your friends up there.
Okay. And you're okay?
Oh yeah.
Check her over.
Oh yes. I waited here like you said.
Good.
You're still enraged. Do you have anything else for your turn?
No, that'll pretty much end my turn, but that'll also end my rage because I didn't hit anything.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
no more rage.
Zari, you saw Doric go off back in the direction from whence you came. Your move.
No other enemies I can see, right?
Nope. You know that there was that camp out there that where Doric was gathering plants. But there's nothing else you can really see other than him moving in that direction.
All right. I'll go ahead and I guess move towards where the camp is.
Okay. There is just a basic tent encampment. It looks like it's a tent for two, and just a slight cooking fire. You do find that the flare was a bit smoldering, so it had been used at some point early on. But if you want to take any other action within that, you just got to let me know.
Hmm.
Oh, excuse me.
Anything like worthwhile?
You can investigate.
Sure, I'll investigate. 19.
You find that in the fire, just on the edge of the rock circle, actually there's a potato that seems really nice and warm.
Oh.
You also find that taking a quick look in the tent, there is a short sword in there, and there is a small pouch.
I will take all of these things. What is in the pouch?
In the pouch, you will find 11 silver and 7 gold.
Oh. Okay. I will take all these things and bring back to the party.
Okay. That'll end your turn, I assume, then, right? Because you took the action to investigate?
Yeah.
Okay. Grim, you're up next.
All right. So we've located another person.
Doric went in the direction through the fog from when you came. But based on your distance, and you don't necessarily see Doric anymore. He is out of range.
Okay. I guess actually, because for some reason my character
You said it was a short sword or a long sword?
Short sword.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. I don't know why, but I do. I guess I'll stay here for right now.
Mm-hmm.
I will first take out a set of manacles and put the herringon that's passed out in the manacles.
Okay. I don't know why you have those either. But yeah, you go right ahead.
Is that a bonus action or an action?
I'd say that since he is since he's unconscious and he's not going to struggle, I am willing to give that as a quick bonus action because it's just like shink.
Okay, cool. With that, I then, with my action, so as a life cleric, I have this thing, Circle of Morality. Whenever I restore hit points to a person that is at 0 hit points, it's automatically max healing for whatever I do. So now that he's in manacles, I will then heal the person I just knocked down. We'll just do a first level cure wounds. So he gets 12 points of healing.
Okay.
Wow.
Best part about having a life cleric is when you go down, I got you. You will get max healing whatever I'm doing.
All right. So he seems to be a lot more complexion-wise and stabilized than he did before.
And I guess I'll just kind of grab him by his scruff and goes, "Where's your friend?"
All
Shake him
right. So that because you did heal him
with the
that
with the teeth.
yeah, since you did heal him and he is more stable now, you shake him and he will awaken. What? What are you?
Just wipe my finger, like just bump him, just finger down the lip. Just... Where's your
What?
Where's your friends?
He looks at his manacles real quick. He said, there was just the two of us here.
There's no third.
No, no.
Thank you. And I just pick him up and just uh not being able to actually see Dorak now. It's just like he says there's only 2 here. And that one is hurt too. Hmm. So is it was it Vari and the Granny and Zari here?
Zari is still where you can see. Zari went back to the camp, and so you saw Zari go back and seem like to gather some objects out at the camp.
Okay, so it's just Vari with me.
Ferrari is back out where.
Ferrari.
Oh,
I keep saying it wrong.
No, it's not that. I'm not there. I'm back
Yeah,
with
you're
Granny.
by yourself.
You're at the camp with Zari.
I guess I just go, "You're gonna lead me to your camp now."
So Zari went ahead to the camp. I went back. So imagine like 3 points. You're in the center. Zari went ahead to the camp. I went back to Granny.
okay. It's very short in terms of a walk, I guess. And he leads you over to the camp. All right. With that, it's his because he's healed now. It's his action. We got here.
I'm sorry, was that me?
No, that's this is our ruffian, our Harengon ruffian. He's gonna look at the manticles and he's gonna look at you, Grim, and he's gonna look back down and says, how long for this?"
Until you tell us why you were attacking Granny.
Well, I'd much rather make sure I'm not the only one alive.
How about you start telling me before I start healing? I look down at his dead friend and back to him. Big fang smile.
He's going to just can you just find my brother first. That's all.
There were two people near me, right?
Mm.
Oh, see, that's when I'm getting confused. Okay.
And so
I thought there were two people near me and everybody took off. That's what I was confused about.
no, you and Zari hear this about the brother, but that will be his turn. Going on back across the clearing. Ferrari, you had this Herringon jump right in front of you and slash the tar out of you. So it is your turn.
Yep. Now, when they jumped up, did they land like on a branch and are basically next to me now?
Yes, they are right next to you on another branch. They just they did their long stride jump up there.
Okay. So, unless I used a touch spell, it would be at a disadvantage to do anything spell wise right on them.
They're rather close.
Yeah. I'll bonus action Misty Step away from them down towards what was it? Dorak was coming back, right?
Yeah, you do know Doric came out from went underneath you out towards Granny next to the tree.
Yeah, I bonus action down in the direction of Dorak so that I still have a good eye shot up back at them. And then I throw a Eldritch Blast at them.
Okay.
So I just kind of see my owl friend Poof right next to me with.
Oh yeah. There's just like a flash of like purple and white light where I was.
Two shadows up there, and now there's just one shadow.
Yep, and you see me just land and go and just fire a bolt of magic. And I did not hit with a 10.
You did not. You see that the Haragon kind of just sidesteps the blast coming up along the branch.
Oh, I'm really glad I didn't throw that javelin. I was going to throw it at your shadow.
Oh, that's quite fortunate, but we have a Haragon that was stalking our granny friend here.
Yep, I met the other one.
Stalk. Is that end your turn?
Yeah, bonus action. I'm not going to walk away from Dorak. I figured this way I have one of my big friends at my side now.
Okay. It moves on to the Haragon's turn. He pops down, basically drops because you're basically below him. He will land and say, "Not stalking, protecting." And with that, he will swing. He will make one attack in each direction, trying to split the odds here. Ferrari, he goes to attack you with his short sword in his hand. He misses completely and jams it into the tree, and it is stuck.
Oh dear. That is unfortunate.
And he does not get a second attack because of a stuck sword.
He truly ate shit on that swing.
Yep. Oh, John. And with that, Jorik, it is your turn.
Oh no.
I just kind of walk up to him with my maul outside. I kind of look down his sword. And I look up at him. Shrug. Reckless swing overhead.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is in fact reckless.
Well, go for that.
All I can think of is he looks at you.
He looks at me.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as you did that, I was just like, damn it, now it songs in my head.
13 to hit.
The Harengon notes that you're swinging. You make your shrug emoji, and because of that, moves out of the way as you swing downward at him. Oh, no. He does let go of the sword, because if he did not let go of the sword, that was going to hit him.
Missed. Won't miss again. I say as I step in front of the sword.
Okay. Is that end your turn?
That will end my turn.
Okay. For we'll go across the clearing for conciseness sake. Grim and Zari, you have the other Harengon in manacles over there. He seems just like he's looking around for someone. So there, he kind of indicates there must not be someone very far away.
All right. I'm gonna look for the brother. I'll say, if you don't mind staying with him, I'll go and try to find his brother.
Okay, that is fine.
Or you could drag him out.
I look over. Do I have to track you?
I can hop.
Oh,
There
problem
we
solved.
are. Wonderful.
Hold on a second. I'm going to take a look at something real quick, sorry, on your sheet. Let's see. Okay. Give me a not persuasion, a perception check real quick, sorry.
9.
Give me a dex saving throw, please.
Oh God, that's a natural 1.
It's the fog. We've all been rolling unnaturally low.
It's been really bad tonight.
Okay, so you go to move in a direction towards starting your search. As you try to place your foot down, you realize that the space that you have set your foot into, there's not solid ground underneath. You basically put your foot into what appears to be a foot-sized hole in the ground. And you basically get yourself kind of wedged a bit, so you can't just get yourself like stepping right out of it.
Whoa, what's with the hole?
Oh, you have to mind those here.
That sounds like an ankle breaker.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
I probably can't dash like this then.
no, you cannot. You will have to take an action to get out of here.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay. You will free your leg up through there. And Grim, he just kind of hops in the direction that you decide to lead him.
Pardon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. That will... Yes?
I do have a cunning action, though.
Go ahead.
I will dash in order to increase movement so that I can continue forward. I don't think I'll actually run, but
Which direction are you going?
I'm gonna head vaguely in the direction in which we left Granny, because I'm going to assume that if for whatever reason these Haragons are, intent on preventing us or attacking us from they're gonna go after the Granny or Ferrari, and possibly Doric, because I haven't seen him since he left this area.
Okay, you make your way through, and as you get a bit through the fog, you note that ahead of you is the tree that you turned at. Granny, who is looking on as there's a Harangon whose back is to you, in leather, in front of Doric and Virari.
All right, I'm gonna like scream, "Hey, Aragon, we got your brother!"
I petted him to death.
I mean, he's still alive, but
I healed him.
I'm going to give him a perception check. You know the Harangon hears you and looks, and Doric, who is close, you can see that they are distraught at the idea of the mention of their brother being dead. All right. Ferrari, it is your turn.
Okay. Wait, did Grim go?
We consolidated that since they were cooing over here. I'm assuming Grim also got just about as far as Zari did.
but isn't
Okay.
Grim carrying bringing the brother though?
Oh yeah,
He's
dragging the.
He's hopping
Yeah.
along. He's moving
He's
forward and
bunny
hopping.
He's
Yeah.
not giving me resistance, so I'm not like half movement or anything.
Okay.
No, that's not what I meant. I just meant like, wouldn't
He's a
the
tag-along.
other Paragon also see him?
At this point, probably. Yeah.
I rolled for that. No, he can't see it.
All right. So I look at the this Harangon and I'm like, I heard you say that you were protecting. Before we go into any more violence, because it seems like that's already reached a rather dire conclusion, almost for your brother. What are you protecting, Granny here or the forest?
This place is sacred.
In what way and to whom?
You wouldn't begin to understand. My
So
brother,
explain
my
it to
brother,
me like I'm
my-
a child.
my brother is dead.
I tend to believe that if my friends here hurt him enough to bring him down and say they brought him back, that they did.
Can we hear all this?
You can hear this conversation.
I just poke at the Harangon. Say something.
I am alive.
See?
Christ.
Brother's alive. You're alive. Let's pick the flowers and go home already. Well, I already picked the flowers, so.
Okay. The Ferrari, give me a persuasion.
Persuasion. Oh, I'm actually half decent at that. 17?
Nice.
All right. Ferrari, he kind of looks at you, and he kind of heard his brother make something, and also a little bit of talk of flowers there with an assist. And just kind of does his own shrug emoji. All right. And just kind of plops down in crisscross on the ground.
As he says that, I kind of do like a little kind of bow and take my daggers and sheath them quietly and quickly so that I'm showing that I no longer want to be aggressive either. So let's have a chat. Figure out there has to be a middle ground because Granny here is trying to acquire resources for her apothecary.
Why were you all being silly billies to me when I came out here? Granny has come around the tree at this point. Why could you not just let me do my work?
Gran, I put her on my shoulder. She is now conversating on the high ground.
Oh my god. Okay. The Harangon in manacles just kind of motions a little bit. This grove is now sacred. We cannot leave it. We're not meant to disturb it.
What made it sacred? If you don't mind my asking, I want to make some clarifications so that we can move forward here.
Well, it's all a part of what's growing in nature here. We have to protect it and make sure it stays safe. I'm not a,
Okay,
I'm not a cleric. I can't explain the intricacies of all of this.
if there was a way to take enough of what Granny is looking for, but make sure that more is planted or seeded, pollinated, whatever. I'm not really uh, a herbalist or druidic type person. I There has to be a way that there's an equal ground that can be worked out so that it's mutually beneficial. Maybe she can make something that helps the flowers grow here.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea, Sonny. Hold on a moment. And uh, Granny just kind of like slowly motions to get down from your shoulder real quick. And Doric, they basically slowly shuffle a bit over. Hold on. First, just let me take care of this for you. And Granny like takes like a little napkin out of her pocket and just kind of dabs it quickly on her mouth and just quickly swipes where you were hit, Ferrari, and also where the Harengon was hit that is not in manacles.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that glow suddenly, and you both gain 6 hit points.
Shit, Granny's got some skills.
Yeah.
That's better. There's no need for just feeling worse down here. And yes, we
There is an impressed like gleam in Ferrari's eyes, like knew that she had to have some sort of talent to know to look for stuff, but this was more than he expected at the moment.
With that, she also takes a small vial from inside of her bag. She looks at it for a minute and just shakes it a bit. Here, this should help a little bit, and she uncorks it and just kind of like waters the ground a little bit. You do see that where the droplets touch, that a bit of wildflower takes effect and grows. Nothing like super huge, just as much, only really just fast. So it looks like it's kind of filling in some vegetation in places that otherwise were not set up for that. So we can do this as necessary, and it picks up. It just is. We can't use it all the time and everywhere. I need some of this belladonna in order to do the things. Did you pick up any belladonna? And she's looking at you, Doric, at this point because you went out to there. Did you pick up any belladonna on your way?
Yes, I grabbed quite a couple. Do I roll this? How many I grab before it started? Or
We're gonna call it that you grabbed let's say about a quarter of the stock that was out there. So you can hand her about 6 nice sized waxy plants.
presented to Grand Grand.
Yeah. Oh, good. That's a good amount. And we shouldn't be able to, we shouldn't. The young ones are right. We shouldn't disturb the earth as much as we possibly can. But you just can't. You can't be. And Grand now has kind of went to the Harengon, who's in manacles and again still even shorter than the Harengon. It's just like, you can't treat people like this. It is not okay. The Harengon looks down a bit and just, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, good. You now have learned your lesson, because this is what happens when you get yourself into the wrong crowds and do the wrong things. You can be a protector without being a jerk.
I look over. Granny, do you think they've learned the lesson to take these off?
Are you going to be reasonable from here on? And the Karagon just nods and kind of puts up his hands for the manacles to come off. Okay. You take them back. The Harangon kind of just wrings his hands and says, all right, all right, all right. If you need stuff in here, let us get it for you, please. So then we are doing our job in protecting it. Well, that is fine, dearie. You can do that, and it means that I can easily make it here when necessary and not go too much farther into the swamp. So you be good protectors now, and we we'll be on our way.
Can I ask them a question?
Go right for it.
You two ever leave the swamp?
Well, yes, we get someone who comes in and relieves us from time to time. It's not always us here.
Where do you go when you're relieved?
No, it depends. The tribe is somewhat out further in the swamp, but or we come into the city as needed.
How often?
Well, it really depends. Like right now, we are charged with a sacred duty, so we haven't. I guess our shift won't end until the next moon, but then we'll be back in.
I then take out my maul once again and wave in both their faces. Once a month, you go to Granny's place and see if she needs anything. This old lady shouldn't have to come all the way out to the swamp for help.
Well, ma'am, where
Can check once a month. You will go out to Granny's.
ma'am, where
Figured
is your shop? Ferrari, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I just kind of like chime in. I figure in exchange for what she would be providing you to help the growth in this protected land of yours, Jorak has a very good point that aiding her is mutually beneficial to both your causes.
Well, I definitely could always use some nice folks stopping in. With that, you see that Granny goes Ferrari to pinch your cheek or whatever
Oh, Jesus.
whatever that would be at that point.
There's a very embarrassed flush that nobody could see under the feathers. But there's also like this awkward stance that he takes at this.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't been treated like this in quite a few years. He's not used to being fussed over like that anymore.
With that, the two Harangon kind of just nod and they ask Granny for where her location is, and promise that they will stop by as they can, as as the forest and protection allows. And you all make your way back out from the brush, out towards the road where that brought you here. The fog is still in play, and you kind of once you get back to the roadway, there is a carriage moving through, and Granny kind of just waves it down slightly. I think this will give me a good ride back to town. You all are going off to other things, so it's fine. You don't. I can catch a ride back. But. And Granny kind of goes back into the bag. And Granny pulls out a smaller bag, and pulls out some money and gives you all 30 gold to split amongst yourselves. This is for the work. Be sure to take some to Tobias and to the rock bottom so that you can take care of everything. And you can always stop at my shop. I want to make sure I see each of you. And she's pointing now, much like Doric pointed at them. She's pointing at you all. I want to see you all stopping by the shop and checking in to make sure you're doing well and eating. And I'm sure we can brew a few things for you all.
Well, of course, Grand.
We're still next to the Haragons, right?
They are kind of they moved their way back towards camp because you guys made your way out to the roadway.
I should probably give them back their stuff if they're not enemies.
Ah!
So
Virari cocks his head, and kind of chuckles a bit because that would be good for future relations. Absolutely.
um,
Oh
Wait,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I stole from you.
the
Yeah, and
the,
start
the
like taking out the stuff and like
you do note that the sword that is still in a tree there at the edge.
Oh, we scared them so bad.
oh right. I guess I'll take that back too.
Uh, you can dislodge it and you make your way back. They're just kind of like holding their hands on their knees, looking at each other like we're really bad at this. And they see you coming, and if you hand them their belongings back, they can have their satchel back and their short sword and the one from the tree. And do you give them back the potato?
uh yeah, I'll give them back the potato. Um
You give them back the potato. um,
And the shorts.
yep, potato, short sword, and satchel
Oh.
satchel of stuff of the money there that I mentioned. So then you Gran asks for a bit of a boost up into the carriage, so Doric, you can give her a boost going up there, and she hops on in and says, "Like I said, you all stop at my shop," and waves to you on. Um, Doric, you have the map,
Oh yes.
so you take out the map right now, and you see that based on where you think you are on the roadway, going a little further, a little deeper away from the lake will take you to the lumber camp.
All right.
And that is where you all will head off to, going for our next session. We will leave it here for tonight after some real big fun from everyone, and I will give everybody playing a chance to introduce themselves and plug anything they would like, and we will go from right to left this time. So Ferrari, you go first.
Oh, hi. Yep, it's me, Virari. I'm known as Cregan over on the Discord. That's primarily where you find me because I have no TikToks or other weird social thingies because I'm too old and crotchety for that shit. But you'll find me over there in play-by-posts sometimes for other campaigns, posting memes and just general chit chat. But that's where I am. What you'll find me doing. And I'm going to try and do this right. There we go. Direct.
Hi, I am Dorak Rond. I currently don't have an online handle, nor am I on any sort of social media, but I do also play D&D here with these fine people, and on Sweet Tea's Family Baldur's Gate 3 nights, which is going to be on Wednesday this coming week instead of our normal Sunday campaign. Other than that, I will pass you over to Grim.
Hello, I'm the Grey Jedi. You can hit me up in the Discord if you need a map made, or if you want to tune in on Tuesdays at Planescape Edge of the Void on this channel here. You can come see Conklyon and myself get into some shenanigans in space. Other than that, moving on.
all right. I am Wolfie. My character is Zari, the swashbuckling Jaguar Tabaxi rogue. And I, as Doric mentioned, I am also in the family Baldur's Gate 3 on Sweet Tea's channel, which is now for this current week of 11/17 2023 will the following week will be on Wednesday, otherwise on Sunday, and I hope you all had a good time watching.
Very good. And I am Concleod, your evil DM. You'll find me here in Mayhem. You'll see me sometimes on my own Twitch doing some things with Fortnite or Modern Warfare or zombies and things. You'll also see me on TikTok talking about donuts and geeky things. Feel free to join there. Feel free to jump into any of the other things that Mayhem does. If you would like to support Mayhem, you can do so by subs here, but also there is a subscription within the Discord that you can use to support the group and get all sorts of fun little bits and pieces depending on what you'd like to do. We also have merch, so if you would like really cool things like posters or random stickers for even Evils of Enferacuse, you can get those things. It's a good time. And we will be back in 2 weeks, but if you'd like to know the schedule, the easiest way to find it is to get the big schedule for all the Mayhem games that are taking place and take a look there. Otherwise, I am so happy we had a fun night. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all keep being awesome and let chaos reign. See you soon.